I sure am having fun in this little greenhouse. Let me take you on a tour. We'll start in this corner. We've got the lavender, some daisies, and some petunias. I'm curious to see how they'll make it over the winter. I got a big patch here of romaine lettuce, and down there you'll see a little bit of garlic chives. These little peppers are probably going to get pulled up this winter. Over here I got some bok choy, some more garlic chives. These are the bok choy that got damaged by the mole. I had to replant some more. These peppers I'm actually going to top and cover with plastic, and I've been told that they are perennials, and if you're lucky you can overwinter them even in zone 8. Back here I got some sweet williams. These are about 3 years old. They look fantastic. They have never yet flowered. This is my fertilization station. It's a 50-gallon drum. I filled it up this time with all the leftover Miracle-Gro that I had. It's plumbed at the bottom, and so I can just fill up these little watering cans whenever I want and fertilize away. I think I fertilize the entire garden about once per week. Up on top, this serves as a nice little table so I can put some plants, none of which are looking good. They've kind of been neglected lately. This is my little hydroponic station. It's just kind of fun. That pepper plant in the middle was a small one that got knocked over by the mole. And since I had to tear him up, I thought, well, instead of throwing him away, I could just stick him in here and we'll see how he does. And then just for fun, I grabbed a couple of strawberry plants, some oregano, some bok choy, and over there is a little tiny Swiss chard that I grew from seed on the right hand side. Right there. If you look back here, we have a, I can't remember the name of the plant. It's not a coriander, but it's a plant that Mitzi pulled out of the front yard. It's a little pup, and we're hoping it'll grow here in the pot. Back there I got some creeping thyme on the ground. I believe this is a daisy. It was a volunteer. I just don't have the heart to pull it up, but it looks beautiful. This is my 50-gallon water filter, and I have some more little hydroponic experiments going on here. These don't get fertilizer except for what the fish generate, and so it's just kind of fun. This is a future project. I'm going to convert this stump into some sort of a planter. I haven't quite yet figured out how to do it. Maybe something with epoxy. This is my homemade bucket filter. It's working very good, as you'll see in a moment when we actually go back to look at the fish tank. Okay. If you continue on over this side, this is the, I believe it's a 150-gallon stock tank. Serves as another heat sink and just a little fun play area for me. We went to the water nursery the other day, or yesterday, and we bought 1, 2, 3 water plants. They're all, these two are supposed to be hardy. This of course is water lettuce, and it may or may not make it this winter. I'm just curious to see how it does, since this is the first time we've had any pond plants in the greenhouse. Back here is a couple more, some more creeping thyme. They don't seem to like it in the pot very much. I don't know why, and I just haven't had time to put them into the ground. This, Jason and Rachel, you may remember. This is that little succulent plant that I found at the park. Oh, hold on a second, I think of the name of it. Yeah, this is the plant that I found at Oaks Amusement Park that I wrapped up in a paper towel and brought it home. This summer it did fantastic. It even bloomed. Then as fall came, it started not looking so great. I assumed it could make it outdoors since they had them planted in just areas outside, but you know, not all nurseries really know what they're doing, so maybe I need to move it inside. It's just not doing good with the cold. This is my little carnivorous station, and while we're at the nursery, we found a couple of cool, interesting new plants. Back there is a pitcher plant that I just picked up, and this is another type of pitcher plant. It's a unique one I've never seen before. It's got little sticky leaves on the inside, or little sticky fibers on the inside. Neither of them are looking so great, but I see a bunch of new growth at the bottom of each of them, and considering how well the rest of my carnivorous plants like it here, I think that they'll do really good next year. And I just noticed, look at that little guy. He's got thousands of babies on him. So they are really just absolutely thriving here. This is just a close-up look of the pond. We started out with about 100 goldfish. You know, goldfish arrive from the pet store very sick. We lost quite a few. Not a big deal, because as they die we just chuck them over into the duck pond and the ducks fight over them. And this is my homemade pre-filter, which is just a pump stuck in a bucket full of nice large rocks, river pebbles I guess, or something like that. And then you can see down at the bottom is some of the hornwort that we got from the creek when we were visiting with Jason and Rachel. This is a table that I just built a couple of days ago. It's a little bit wobbly. Well, the top is a little bit wobbly because the entire thing was built with scratch lumber, and you know, some of these things are really twisted. So as I find more scrap lumber, I will get straighter pieces for the top and eventually screw them all down. But the rest of it was also built from scrap lumber, but it's all nice, straight, very, very sturdy. It took me about an hour to build. Definitely worth it. It makes a huge difference as far as space goes. And the thing I like about it is it's nice and tall and nice and open, so my plants underneath here can still grow. And so underneath here we have some oregano. These are all volunteer morning glories. Jason, you're absolutely right. I am still, you can see more down there, morning glories. When I cleaned up the morning glories, I am every couple days there's more. I am constantly picking up all the little sprouts, and I think I'm gonna leave those. They don't seem to cause too much trouble right there, but I won't let them get too viney. I might make something that has it so that they can crawl up the front to maybe about this place. Make a nice little square right there that they can climb up and just keep them nice and neatly trimmed. And if any seeds fall off, they'll fall off back down here where it's going to be all bark, which is really no big deal to weed them. I just kind of kick them with my foot, and that seems to be sufficient. And I think that'll look really beautiful this spring. Okay, so I think I already talked about this. This is oregano. These are California poppies. I had chopped them all down because they just weren't looking so great, and they seem to sprouted back up again, so we'll see how they do over the winter. They're self-seeding, so even if they die in the winter, they should come back next spring. This is some of the fennel, Jason, that you bought me. It was about 4, maybe 5 feet tall, and I trimmed it all the way back down, and it shot up a couple more shoots, and as the shoots got taller than 1 or 2 feet, I just kept cutting them off, and now it seems to be nice and bushy and compact, and I think I really like it here. I believe this will also come back again next year. And then I got some more regular chives, basil, and then back here you can see some little teeny tiny sprouts coming up. These are going to be garlic chives. And then over here I got a couple of, I bought 2 dozen yucca seeds, and it turns out yucca seeds are notably very, very difficult to germinate. And so of all 2 dozen, I did happen to get 2 of them to sprout. These are about 9 months old now, and you can see they're still alive, and they're still growing very, very slowly. So we'll just see how they fare. And I think that's about it. So, step back so you get a nice big view of the whole greenhouse one more time. And hope you enjoyed the tour. Bye.